Yay! So pretty. So pretty.
Oh, hello, everybody. I'm so excited to do MangaPod. Hi, everyone. I found out how to do Snapchat filters. Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
My sweet Snapchat.
Spreading the fun.
We had a productive sound check. It was what happened.
Yeah.
Some really good. Dodger was taking some really good Snapchat pictures with really great filters. It was really entertaining.
It went well.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to MangaPod. We're a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. This week, we read Cross Game Volumes 5 through 8, chapters 31 through 70. I'm Erin of HappiLeeErin, your host, and with me are all three of my lovely co-hosts.
All of them.
Whoa.
We're all here.
Whoa.
Everybody.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Lou is here. He's just a precious spinning circle cinnamon roll. And we also have a very special guest, so we'll have everybody go around and introduce themselves.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dodger. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say.
There she is. She's here.
I'll take another photo. We'll come back to me. Hold on.
Good.
All right. I'm Yokurama, and I love sports, manga, and cross game. That's what I gotta say because I'm excited to talk about cross game. It's awesome.
Sweet intro.
Lou.
I'm Spinny Circle from Spinny Circle Talks Anime. Watch me spin.
Watch me spin. Yes. Good.
10 out of 10.
Like, what is this app? Like, I don't know what this is anymore.
The best part is how, like, on your camera, it just is all white and slowly fades.
And slowly
before.
reveals. Yeah, I like that
That's
too.
the best part. Awesome. Lovely guests.
Bill. I'm Bill.
The Bill.
You may know me from past episodes such as Cross Game.
And Pokemon, your favorite manga ever.
Yes. Your
Yeah.
favorite Pokemon ever. And, oh wait, no, you weren't here for Imadoki. You were here for Dengeki Daisy.
Yes, I wasn't I?
Dengeki Daisy.
Yeah.
God, I forgot about that train
That was
wreck.
forever ago when we were talking about how, you know what, we don't need to revisit what I was just about to say. It's fine. Go watch Dengeki Daisy MangaPod. It was like number 40 or something like that a while ago. If you've never joined us for MangaPod before, what we like to do is give you a short spoiler-free description, aka a summary, which will be read by our lovely guests, and then we will give you our spoiler-free recommendation, whether we think you should spend time going to read this manga or not. That way, if you do not want to be spoiled, you can take your leave, go and read the manga, and then come back and watch the VODs of this on youtube.com/HappiLeeErin. I say VODs because this is our second time discussing Gross Cream.
Grass game.
Grass
game.
Grass
Sounds like a
game.
JRPG.
JRPG. And also for all of you, if you want to spoil something, hold off and wait until we get into spoiler section. And then if you still want to spoil something, make sure that it is within chapters 1 through 70. Do not post any spoilers for the anime or any spoilers for something after that. And do not post any spoilers until we get to the spoiler section. Otherwise, you are a rotten bacon butt, and we don't like rotten bacon butts. So don't be one.
There are mods. Yeah. They're going to be watching you.
Awesome. Spoiler-free description? Bill? Yeah?
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
Koki Tamura is a 5th grader whose family runs a sporting goods store. One of the regular customers of his family's store is the Tsukishima Batting Center, and so he gets to know the 4 daughters of the Tsukishima family, who are Ichio, Wakaba, Aoba, and Momiji, very well. Since Ko has spent so much time practicing in their batting cages, he has become a genius hitter, but has no knowledge of any other aspect of baseball. This is in contrast to Aoba, who, despite being a year younger, is an adept pitcher and hitter. Wakaba is a classmate of Ko's, and she seems fully intent on marrying him when she grows up. All seems a word I can't pronounce in their world until tragedy strikes. The story then skips ahead to 4 years later, as Ko has continued the training he began 4 years ago, but has not played in a baseball game since. As he finally begins playing again, it remains to be seen whether or not he will live up to the expectations of those who know the true talent he has been hiding all of this time.
I have to know. What's the word? I have to know.
Idyllic?
What is the word?
Idyllic?
Idyllic? Is that how you say that?
Idyllic, right?
Idyllic.
Idyllic?
Huang.
That was such a
like ideal. It's like
Ideal, yeah.
yeah.
that was
That's
such
kinda what
an
I
in-depth
figured.
description. It's
I
great.
know,
It was
without
very-
spoiling
very
anything. This is
Yeah, I'm
a manga,
surprised. I was just waiting for the spoiler.
Me
Because
too.
that's like,
This is a
I was
manga,
hoping you
have
wouldn't
to be
say it.
very careful
I
about
expected it to be
spoiling
like,
something
and
very
then when
important.
this, and this happens, and I was like, oh.
So we have to be very careful about spoiling things with this one before we get to
Yeah.
the spoiler section. Very careful.
very easy.
Yeah.
Alright, who wants to do their spoiler-free recommendation first?
I will. I would recommend this manga. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I actually forgot what happened in the first 30 chapters that we read last time. I was like, oh my god, I remember liking it, but I don't remember anything that happened. And it was a delight to go back and reread the chapters again. Honestly, I read all 70 chapters in one go, and yeah, I think that it's a good balance of sports and also, interpersonal relationships and the story revolving around the characters and everything. I enjoy it. It's got something really pure and sweet about it.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that. It's a very quick read, because it doesn't, I don't know, it hits a lot of really tender and sweet emotions without overselling them, or trying to be over dramatic and use lots of fancy words. It uses silence really well. And it's not my favorite baseball manga. That belongs to Ace of Diamond, my favorite, my precious little babies. But it is so good. It's really good, especially if you really enjoy the slice of life. If you really enjoy sports anime that are heavier on the slice of life aspects, then you're really gonna enjoy this. But that doesn't mean it's not good with the sports side of it either.
Yeah.
It does both of them really well while integrating them into each other.
It's a awesome balance between sports and slice of life. I think it's why I like it so much, and why, if people don't remember from last time, it's my favorite anime ever. I think, in terms of balancing the two, it's more of a slice of life, I'd say, than a baseball manga. I think when people read a baseball manga, they expect more baseball, and it's not like there's a lack
They
of
expect
baseball in
Ace of
Cross
Diamond.
Game.
There's quite
Yeah.
a bit of baseball.
There's quite a bit of baseball, but I think it's in the middle of it's the cream center of the cupcake, and the cupcake, as you know, the cake takes up most of the cupcake of a tasty cake. Yeah, that's the
Right.
slice of life.
Totally.
So yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
I highly
want to go
recommend.
next.
I highly recommend.
I've had my hand up, but you can't see me because I'm in spinning circle. That's okay.
Hello.
Spin
Spin
faster or
faster,
something.
spin faster.
Cross game is fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, it's a great time. Highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah,
I greatly prefer the anime over the manga. I will say that much.
really.
Yeah.
You need to watch the anime then.
I know.
The
I
anime
can see
is
that.
like top 5 sports anime for me, ahead of some other shows.
I think it's
Like,
best in show when it comes.
Are you
to
gonna
Mm,
say
that-
Kuroko, Lou?
It's sometimes depending
I
on
saw
my
I saw like the first 10 episodes ages ago, back when Bill just got into it, and then I remember like, oh, what's this? And I watched it as well, and I got to the moments that really like got you into it, but I just never continued it for some reason. But this manga, I also read it in one sitting, except I read 80 chapters instead of 70 because I was reading the physical copies, and they like really screwed up on the chapter. They took volume 1 and just did 1 through 10, and then on volume 2 they did from chapter 1 again. They reset it. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, I enjoyed it, and just because it's also such a big, like such a fast-paced read, like you're able to just like fly into the world, and so much of the story just flies by, and it's all very well paced, and like Aaron said, it's very good telling the story in silence, and I think that just it has a very unique atmosphere. Like it really sets up the feel of the story. So if you wanna, and it's also very good, like kind of like a good feel, kind of, it'll make you like, it'll put a smile on your face throughout a lot of it, and it's very light, but at the same time it will hit the spot, So I definitely recommend it.
The spot where your heart is missing.
And they'll keep hitting you there over and over
It'll just
again.
keep hitting you there until the heart grows. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Awesome. Well, there you go. We all recommend that you go and check out this manga, and that you don't want to be spoiled on anything, because it's stuff that just, you need to go into it with your heart open. I don't know what that means. But yeah, so let's jump into our spoiler section. Countdown, please.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alba's God.
Alba.
Oh.
It's
Okay,
over.
great.
I was wondering.
I
for you
picked
guys
Dead
to
Girl.
say.
Whatever, guys.
I was gonna put Watchmen as well.
She's
actually.
Ghost, but I don't know if she's God.
She's the Holy Ghost.
She is the Holy Ghost.
It's getting weird now. Now we're gonna have to pick Jesus every time. I don't know about this.
Oh no. We're gonna have to pick 3 every
This
single
is starting to turn into Evangelion.
Yeah.
Alright, so if you never joined us, one of the questions we like to ask at the start is what were you expecting before reading this manga? I was expecting to remember it more before I started. And slowly it came back to me after I reread like a few chapters, and then I went back and read the first 10 chapters again, and then I realized I really didn't mind it because those first 10 chapters, or first like 11, are so good, and with the girl just dying, like the way that that's handled. Spoilers if you guys didn't have a chance to leave. Here you go. That whole scene is still just insanely good, and that's one.
Wait,
of those
did you
things.
completely forget that she died?
No,
did you forget?
I remembered. No, I remember.
No, but that's really the only thing that is really memorable. I mean,
Yeah,
like if you
like,
don't go back to this, it's really easy to
But
like
you have
forget
to,
stuff.
But
like,
because we came back like
in
when
the
a
middle of a
baseball
match.
game wasn't
Yeah.
even over, like
That's
it was
what
like
I
I
was
don't
like,
remember what's going
yeah.
on at all.
I couldn't remember like
Yeah.
who was what or who was who or anything like that, and so I
Yeah.
kind of wanted to get like a refresher on it. And so
Yeah,
that
I was
but-
like,
but I'm
that's
just saying,
bitch
like,
guy.
there's moments
That's main
in
kid.
like anime and manga that you can like just reread and rewatch, and it still hits you like the same. And this is one of those moments, like when she passed. And so I didn't mind like going back and rereading and just losing myself in that moment again. But then, so I was expecting. Once I started remembering how I felt and what happened before, I started getting like really into it again and really excited because I remember thinking it's just so cute and sweet and a really good coming of age story, and so that's what I was expecting to see continued, and I definitely think that was.
Aaron, watch the anime, then you won't have the problem.
Of not forgetting.
That's
Not
simple.
forgetting things.
See, no, I made it a point to point that out. When
Yes,
everybody
you
was
did.
telling me in the text message that, oh, I'm lost, I don't remember anything. You know what? That's fine. Watch the anime. You won't have that problem. Everything felt really fresh to me. And it's been a while since I've seen this show.
I was gonna ask when last time you saw it was.
I think Bill recommended it to me back in like 2014,
Yeah,
Is it
that's
on
2 years.
and I like marathoned it in like 2 days. It's real good.
I was really happy that the things that I wanted to happen in like a cracky way totally happened. Like fucking asshole kid staying behind and then like fucking moving in with him. I was
Yes!
like, this is
fact that he
too
moved
this is
in.
too perfect.
Like,
He like moved in,
yes.
refuses to leave. They're like best friends now. I'm just like, yes, be best friends
Made me
forever.
So happy.
hmm
Yeah. Getting
Yeah.
back into this has been like really refreshing for me because I've been watching a lot of TV and like I've been watching a lot of shows where like the bad guys keep like winning and like shows that want to be like acting like Game of Thrones, like the 100, where like bad guys keep doing bad shit and they never seem to ever lose. So
Yeah.
when I got back into reading Cross Game, it's the first manga or anime I've started reading again in a long time. Seeing them win and have that shitbag coach lose?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm like
So
finally,
so satisfying.
finally something that makes me happy.
Mhm.
That was such a great game. I love it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So
I totally agree.
good. Yoku.
Oh, me? Well, like I said, I watched like the first like 10-ish episodes back years ago. I don't know, like 2012 or something like that, a long time ago, and I remember loving every moment of it. But I don't know what it is about this, because I remember back when I started buying these. I have like the 2-in-1s, the 3-in-1s, or whatever. And just I remember buying them, and I bought them all because like I bought them around the time when the last one came out. And I read the first one. It's like a 3-in-1 in one sitting. I remember sitting and I just like went through it and I loved it. And then I went to sleep and then the next day I woke up and I just like forgot to continue. It's just I don't know what it is with this. It's like you love it like, but I really want to just after this just sit down and read the rest of it because I read like it's the first half. We're pretty much halfway
yeah, we're
point.
really halfway through.
Because
Really?
it's 17 volumes,
Yeah.
and
Oh, man.
we read 8. So I just need to sit down like one of these days and just read the rest of it, or else I feel like I'm just gonna forget about it.
Yeah.
But expectations, I don't know. It's a sports manga. I definitely wasn't expecting that beginning. I mean, that's really like the hook, and I've noticed actually other anime, especially sports anime and manga do that. Some similar things. I'm not gonna mention which ones, but there's similar manga that I ran into afterwards.
Yeah.
That and I feel like this was like this is the first one where I felt such an emotional attachment or like
Yeah.
these feelings from a sports manga straight up because it's very simple. Like the art is simple, the characters are simple. They're like little kids, and you're just kind of like trying to figure out where this is going. Oh, it's really cute, and here then bam, she drowns. And the way they showed it and stuff, it was just awesome because I like how he heard it on the news, and all you heard was the news. It was just it was just pages and pages of like I mean I did not expect like this. It feels like a really simple manga, but it very complex at the same time. It's awesome.
And even the whole scene when he realizes what he has, like when he's not sure what to do after he hears about her death, and then he sees like the big dude crying in the street, and then he's like, "Oh, that's right, man. I just have to cry." And like
And
that
then
ends.
shows
And it was
everybody
just- it was
else
just a
crying,
little-
and I was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite things about this manga is that they use minimal dialogue, like only stuff where it's needed, and just like little character interactions here and there. They don't go into detail explaining all this baseball, how baseball works. Like that's the slice of life to it. I mean they really like mastered both the slice of life and like, sport.
You're living in the shoes of people who already know how to play baseball.
Yeah,
and
you're
like
not,
they're
like,
not
oh,
explaining it to you. Like, here's what an inning is, sir. Like, no, they're like these kids already know this shit. And I gotta fucking tell me that.
It takes you out of the like whole immersion when you're reading there and you have this like huge essay pretty much to read throughout a chapter like this, and it just throws you out. But this is like I look forward to those moments where like it's just like a few pages of talking and then like a couple of pages of just the setting, like the moon, there's like a bird or like the leaf. A leaf.
Make it sound so great.
No, it's awesome. And the art is like all the setting and all. I mean, it's very well drawn, and it's just a pleasure to look at.
Going,
Oh, sorry. No, go for it.
okay. I was just gonna say, going off of Yoka, what you were saying about the death of the girl. I really wanted them to talk more about that because they were very like avoiding the subject. Like all the characters were still in such shock for like a long time, and so the first stuff, like half of what we read before, they would like kind of bring her up, but it was always tiptoed around. Like she was never really like talked about that much. And so then this part we got to see her like be brought up in little ways and like see them dealing with the grief years after, and like the
It's so
part where
funny.
he,
Cole buying her
the
presents
birthday
in the
presents.
forest.
Yeah.
the what's his face, Azuma was like, did she love you, did you love her? And he said yes. Like my heart just broke, like she died again. I was like, oh my gosh.
See,
And so
with
I
that
love
whole
that
him,
they're bringing that up again.
no, with the whole him buying her gifts, I also like that because it gives a sense of the passage of time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
sure.
So like I get a sense of how they're like. I guess I get more context of how the characters are given what their ages are. So
Yeah.
you can see that they're definitely growing up.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice little detail, and it also deals with the themes of overcoming grief
Mhm.
and just coming to terms with
Love
tragic
it.
events.
Yeah.
That's funny. Aaron, that's literally what I was going to talk about.
Really?
Yeah, is that I loved that we had all of these moments where like she's obviously not forgotten. You know, like so much of this story follows a specific family, even though he's even though the like protagonist isn't part of that family. Like so many of those characters are part of this family that's gone through like multiple tragedies, not just her. So I liked that that they mentioned it, in a very reverent way, the way that a family would.
Yeah, and like and they did it quite a few times. And just showing how they're a little bit more mature. Like they did the pool scene was also very good. And the scene where the photo albums when they're visiting like her aunt, their aunt or something like that. Those two scenes specifically stood out for me. And it's also a very interesting dynamic in that like she's kind of like in between Ko and Aoba. Like there's this little thing, like the awkwardness there going on, that she's like, it's like a love triangle even though she's dead. Like she's not alive anymore.
That's what I love.
I love that they're dealing with that. It's not just like ignored.
Yeah, that's what I love so much about it. Is like all of this mangaka stuff, Adachi stuff, they're all sports manga and they all have to deal with love triangles. So when I first started watching this or reading it or whatever, like I'm like, okay, I saw the cover and I saw Wakaba and Alba and Ko, and I'm like, well, there's the love triangle as always and all of Adachi's stuff. And then when she died in episode 1, it's like, oh man, she's dead. Like, so the love triangle isn't there, but the love triangle is definitely still a part of it, and it's still relevant in both Ko and Alba's head. And like, there's that, not competition, but it's there. It's there in a very clever way that like love triangles usually aren't. The love triangles usually piss me off. Like,
yeah, same.
There's just such an annoying tug of war between 3 characters, and it's like, okay, this is getting nowhere for 40 chapters, blah, 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 blah. But they do such a great way of developing all of these characters, including Wakaba, who you didn't really get to see very much of. Yeah. You know, you got to see.
You barely really see.
Yeah, but she still gets developed like anyone else in a love triangle would. So it's great.
Yeah, because it doesn't feel flimsy or irritating. It feels like, you know, people who are saying to themselves, oh, this person was an important part of my life, you know. So developing that possible relationship with Aoba is like, but is that wrong? Like, is it bad? You know, like it raises a bunch of interesting questions that you normally don't have.
Speaking of love triangles, so they brought in the cousin.
Yeah.
What are you guys thoughts on
that
the
was the
cousin?
first time. That was the first time that I felt like this manga like turned into a weird shonen battle manga for like a split second, where like the weird cousin showed up and he was totally referenced in the photos that we saw before, and I was like, oh my god, what?
No, and he's like
what
super
part did you
casual
guys
about that
end?
incest.
So okay, this is the part where did you guys end at the chapter where he was just introduced, or did you guys get like quite a few development chapters with him?
We got some development.
Like,
then you guys must have read up to
to
chapter 80. I think.
Like he went on like the date with her and stuff.
Oh yeah, then whatever. Just forget about it. It's just my own problem with it. I'm just confused though. It's because I read up to that point too, and that's where I stopped. It doesn't matter. Whatever, screw it. Yeah, he's a cool character to be thrown into the mix.
But like Lou was saying, he's so casual about the incest stuff. Like people at school were like, dude, she's your cousin, and he's like, that doesn't matter to me, bro.
We
Like,
can get married.
So weird.
shit's wicked, dude. Like, what are you talking about? They can totally get married, yo. Like, what the
I
hell?
like how he kind of makes everybody else question it. They're like, he's like,
Yeah.
they
Maybe?
can't get married.
Wait, cousin?
Just-
like what?
This is a message that MangaPod needs to get out for everyone. Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's okay.
You heard it here first.
MangaPod.
MangaPod. Family friendly as fuck.
Family friendly as
Anyways.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't really know how I felt about his character, but what I do like is how Aoba is responding to him, and that she's not just like, ew, pervert, get out of here. Like, she's kind of receptive of his advances, and I love the, like, her putting on clothes because she realizes he's there. Like, that's, like, her just being super aware of him. It's not, like, so it obviously is implying that she isn't disregarding him completely. Like, there's something going on in her brain.
So is he just like thrown in there as like another love triangle? Is that the whole point?
Maybe?
Because like so far I really don't know what he's there for. Is he gonna join baseball? I mean, like, cause he's a mountain climbing guy.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out exactly, is he gonna like have some kind of like hidden skill?
He's probably just there like I mean, I don't want to say he's a throwaway character, but he's probably just there to like you know those characters in like romance manga or whatever that like they get introduced just to advance maybe one character's feelings for another.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Feels like.
That would make the most sense because so
Yeah.
far, like, I think we got like 10 chapters of him, and so far he's just kind of
And
there.
or maybe not even her feelings for Ko, but maybe Ko's feelings for her when he sees him around her. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, he's the one
getting
definitely
super
reacting
jelly.
to it more than Oba. That's
He's
for sure.
becoming a jelly belly.
speaking of dates, I really like the scene where Alba accepts all of the dates for all of those suitors.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was
drags
pretty
them out
funny.
of the amusement park and just makes them do whatever the hell she wants.
The more the merrier.
She's just like,
Yeah,
all
and I-
right.
Great.
I just love how straight up she is with them.
Yeah.
She's like, all right, you guys don't listen to me when I say I don't want to date you, so I guess let's all just go on a date together. And they're like, this isn't what I want. She's like, yeah, I don't want to be here either, obviously, so let's just do it. Like, okay.
I love her so much. Can we talk about her? Because I love her.
Yes, I was just
How
gonna
about,
say.
yeah, I love her too.
That's why she's God.
She is God.
And Bae.
Crazy
No,
Bella.
I wish her character design was a little bit more different because I
Me
confuse her with
too.
Ko. Like the only difference I could tell.
Constantly.
I confuse
thing
her with
is,
Ko all the time.
Especially
I
when they're
confuse a
wearing
lot
hats.
of characters. I confuse a lot of characters, and the way I tell them apart is the length of their like hair.
Yeah.
That's like the only way you can tell them apart. That Senator guy or whatever, I get confused with him too, but his hair is kind of like
Yeah,
weird.
it's long. It's got a huge.
Like the only
Japanese
one
mullet.
the only character I think really stands out is the guy that plays catcher.
Yeah.
Because he's huge.
So there's
The
another
Mezzo.
guy
Hulk.
that looks kind of like him too. That's like friends with Ko.
Yeah, that guy. I at first was confusing them at first, but they're different enough, I guess.
The catcher has a very square face.
Yeah.
Like he's
Mm.
very like
Yeah.
oh I'm a badass like that kind of face.
Oh, that kind of face. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That-
I get you.
Yeah,
I
that kind of
understand now.
face. Yeah.
Ah. Mm.
Yeah, the character design, if we want to talk about art, the character designs could be very confusing, especially when they're in their baseball uniforms. I was like, who are they talking about? Context?
Yeah.
Context? Oh, okay. Talking about Ko. That's Ko. Okay.
I would sometimes be getting confused, like who's like in the outfield and who's in infield, like because it's like, man, what's going on? But it's all right.
Yeah. Like, you eventually figure it out.
Yeah, there were members of the sorry if this was said already, but there were members of the prefab team and members of the varsity team
Looked exactly
that I would confuse. Yeah, I'd be like, which team are we with right now? Oh, that's the coach. Okay.
And their
I can
uniforms
tell
would be
the
like
coaches apart, but that was
Yeah,
it.
it didn't help with that prefab game against the varsity team, where they're all wearing the same hats too
Yeah.
for the most part. They all have the
Yeah.
S on them. It's like, oh well, what the fuck's happening here? You know,
It's like,
it's
are
a little
they all
easier
on
to
the
tell.
same team? Are
It's
they
a little
all
easier to
Always
tell in the
tell
anime.
bitchy dude. Tall
Yeah.
bitchy dude.
all bitchy?
I was like, all right, I know who that is. I always knew who Daichi is. And then everybody else, I was like, oh, you got the spiky hair in the back. Great. Okay, I know who you are now.
So it's like,
Took me a
it
minute.
doesn't really matter. Like, most of the players on the team are like, not there
Eh.
even, really.
Throw away.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
Meh.
completely just.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, but the
Sounded
more I
heavy.
think about it, the less I see this as a sports manga.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
seriously, like
It
they
doesn't
really
have any
did
of
not
this-
involve.
yeah.
Yeah, they didn't involve like sports apart from. I don't know. It's really hard to even explain.
The sports
feel
go along with like character development. It feels like for the most part.
But I feel like,
But it's also got its own.
not spoiling anything about this manga, but I feel like when we read Real, like Real was far more about the story of the characters than it is about basketball, right? Like I think that Cross Game is a pretty in comparison to Real is a pretty decent balance of like baseball games and doing baseball stuff and also like character development and slice of life stuff.
Yeah, I would agree. I felt that way too. Like this had like with the game specifically the like prefab. I still call them plebs. Still call them the pleb team.
That's
Them
cool.
against like the first string. Like they had that game which was really intense with the two coaches' jobs being on the line.
Mhm.
Which that kind
Yeah.
of gave me that like the feeling you get from sports anime or manga, where you're kind of like losing your breath because you're just like, oh, this is so intense. But those moments are far and few in between. Like,
Yeah.
if we compare this to like Ace of Diamond or Kuroko, like it's a very like that is so heavily centric on the game, and what we see outside the game is about the game. But whereas this, what we see outside the game isn't necessarily like a lesson to learn about, like a lesson that's going to go towards a baseball skill or something like that. So it's like oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say this manga feels like Night in the Area, but done right.
Night in the Area, do that. Night in the Area. I love Night in the Area.
You've been trying to get me to watch that, dude, for like 5
Yeah,
years.
since
The
it came
anime
out.
is great.
Since it came out. Dude, that was a good. It still sucks. It just ends though. Like
I know, and I don't think it's ever gonna get a new.
Nope.
I'm not watching.
Bill's like,
Yeah.
nope.
I'm not watching that.
Not
I've been
watching
burned
that.
too many.
What was I gonna say? Azuma's brother. We got introduced.
Oh, he's
to him.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love him.
What do you guys thought
That
about
guy's
him?
great.
Hey, the girl likes him.
And the
So-
big sis.
I know their relationship is developing too. I'm like, stop. So cute. Did anybody else consistently get confused about what Neapolitan pasta is? I only know Neapolitan as an ice cream.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So I was like,
you.
I'm gonna Google it right now. Y'all can't
Yeah,
stop
no,
me.
I was going to too.
I don't know. I just went with it. I didn't really think about it.
What
It looked good.
Neapolitan pizza? What?
All I know is that I'm
Oh
hungry.
yeah, spaghetti Neapolitan. Japanese cooking. It's a Japanese dish. That's so funny. It's ketchup spaghetti.
Aw.
What? Oh
Oh.
my god, that sounds like something I would.
I'm not
do.
hungry anymore.
That sounds
I
like
don't
a
like
6-year-old would
This
do.
dish consists of spaghetti, ketchup, onion, mushrooms, green peppers, sausage, bacon, and Tabasco sauce.
Oh my god,
I'm
that's
hungry.
everything
Wow.
except the Tabasco sauce that I love.
Not just substitute like ketchup for like marinara sauce, and I'm in there like swimming.
Yeah, yeah.
Tomato based, yo.
I don't like ketchup.
No,
I don't
it's
like ketchup.
just like with
Ketchup?
they're
What's
like
wrong with
they're
you,
like
Luke?
rice egg rolls. Shoot, what are those called? Omo rice.
Oh, all right,
They
yeah.
always put
Omelet, like
tons
their
of
omelet.
ketchup in those too. They
Yeah.
love ketchup way more
They're my
than normal
people.
tomato sauce.
They're my
Hey,
people.
Russians really love
so
ketchup too for some
good.
reason, so I don't know what I don't
Russians
like
are my
ketchup.
people.
It's got to be the sugar.
Ketchup and Snickers. Hey,
Ketchup.
ketchup and Snickers. That's all we ate when I just moved to America. That's all I ate.
Not
I thought
together,
he said
right?
stickers. I
Separate,
thought he said
right?
stickers. I'm like, what the hell is he
I
talking
thought he said stickers too. I was like,
Ketchup and stickers.
I mean, I think that children all over the world really love stickers, but I haven't
Not
heard of
like
adults being super
Not
into
together.
stickers.
The Russians love to eat those stickers.
Ketchup
Oh,
and
God.
Snickers.
Yeah, now I
Yeah.
really want some Neapolitan spaghetti pasta.
Yeah. Apparently, in Japan, they pronounce it Napolitan.
Oh.
Napolitan.
Speaking of Azuma's brother and the sister, Momoji, the little sister, is a freaking riot, by
Oh
the
my
way.
God,
Dude, I
she's
love
so
her.
cute. She's so
Yeah.
She's so
cute.
sad.
Such a-
I love that she's just constantly like, so she turned down another boy. She's on a date. Is it with this man? No, what about this one? It's not him either.
I know, she
And
was
she's
like
so
investigating all that. That was awesome.
cute. And she's not like keeping it to herself. She's just
No,
telling
not at all.
everybody.
It's like, oh, it wasn't you. Wasn't you either. She's on a date. I don't know.
They're like,
oh.
My favorite thing that the little sister did was when she sold out and was like when the Azuma's older brother paid her off to like talk him up.
Oh
He's like,
my
oh,
God,
he's
yes.
the
Yeah.
best guy
Yeah.
ever. Like 10 out of 10. You should probably go out with him.
How'd this coin get here? Yeah.
it's like, oh what? She's so cute. So cute. That's what
I
I
love
like.
that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I also love that she was secretly helping him play catch,
Yeah.
and then like Aoba was playing catch with her and was like, "Oh, sorry, I threw a little hard," and she was like, "It's cool, I'm used to it." Aoba was like,
Yeah. So cute. I like all the characters.
Yeah. Agree.
Except for
Their dad is a drunk.
Dick Face Coach Man.
Yeah.
"Yeah,
Oh, that guy's
fuck
I
that
love
guy.
that he
I
got
hope he
owned.
never comes back." Me
my
too.
God.
He
Ozma
looks-
being like, you should have probably figured out who the teams they were playing against were.
We're probably gonna see him again.
God, oh,
He
yeah,
looks like
probably.
he looks like the coach from Ace of Diamond.
Yeah, oh yeah, he totally does.
That
but
coach
he's,
is awesome.
He's worse. I hate him.
Maybe that's
I love
the
the
school
coach
he
from
went
Ace of
to.
Diamond. Don't compare them.
No, he
They
probably
look
went
so much alike.
Coach Ace of
How
Diamond.
am I not?
After
How
he
am I
got
not
fired.
going to compare
They
them?
look alike. They don't act alike. The coach from Ace of Diamond is not a dick.
He is. Just
He's
Not a dick.
he's a good dick.
No, he's not a. Listen, we're not reading the manga, so we don't need to get into this. But
Yeah.
he's like motivational in his dickishness. Like he's
And not a dick.
dickish. He's not like, yeah, he's.
He also kind of looks like the Evangelion dude.
Shinji's
Shinji's dad.
Shinji's dad?
Yeah, Shinji's dad. Yeah.
Oh my god.
playing a lot.
Such a standard look.
Yeah.
Apparently.
He's got to be a dad.
Glasses and
Get on first base, Azuma.
that guy.
I love when Azuma punched the pole in
Yeah,
front of him.
so he
Like,
could be like,
fuck
"You
you,
so
man.
That shit was
confident."
badass.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was
Like,
so
I don't think I
awesome.
can
was like,
play.
That made him. I was like, "Oh, I love you now." Before I was kind of
Yeah.
like, eh.
He went from being an arrogant asshole to being like, okay, you're arrogant, but you really care about the sport.
and
Yeah.
and
Like-
and he does have a reason for maybe like being as cold or the way that he is and how focused he is on baseball because of his brother. When we
Yeah.
found out that how his brother got hurt, and then like
Like,
him continuing on for his brother because his brother was a big baseball player as well, and Azuma wanting to kind of carry that torch for him. We kind of get to see why he's so focused.
Word.
weird. Yeah, when it was like revealed that he was the reason. Or what was it? Was it hinted that he was the reason that his brother got hurt? Or was
I
it
don't
just
think
that
so.
there were kids playing and that's how he got hurt?
I think
Oh,
it just kind of
somebody got hurt.
I think it just kind of maybe I just didn't pick up on it, but I thought maybe that just reminded him of how his brother got hurt, and that's why he doesn't like when kids do that. I think.
Yeah.
For some reason, I read it as that the brother got hurt because Azuma was playing and accidentally like.
Oh, maybe.
That's
It
how
could.
I read
It could be. I
which
guess
was
it could
why
because.
he took it on like that. So it made like him wanting to carry on his brother's dream
Okay.
that much more intense.
I feel like
for me.
I feel like if that was the case, his relationship with his brother would be very different. Like, I feel like his brother would either be like, you don't need to do this, like, it's fine, or they would have just a more strained relationship, you know?
Yeah.
But instead he's like, yeah, man, play baseball, do it, do the thing, I believe in you. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like he was involved in that at all,
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that makes sense.
to me.
Yeah.
Could be.
Melissa says they tell you later. Say no more.
I mean, I know all this stuff too, but I mean, like,
Same.
Bill's like, but
That's-
Like, and I have a terrible poker face.
Well,
So I'm just
you
not
know.
on the spinny circle.
poor
I
Bill.
actually forget. I actually forget, to be honest with you. Everything that
I
happens.
remember
past-
clearly because
Yeah.
I saw the anime
I have a-
relatively recently.
I have a bad memory when it comes to anything I watch. I forget. Like,
Yeah.
for years since the last time I've seen it or read it, it's like, well, I'd forget everything. I might as well rewatch the damn thing. But so I know. I remember the last stretch of episodes the most. So like, but this stuff here, I'm a little hazy on. So yeah, it being my favorite and all, it kind of seems weird that I'm very, very dumb. But
Don't worry,
alright.
because it's like you know that you love it and you realize that you love it, but there's times where it's like specifics about it. Like sometimes it's hard to recall. I totally
Especially
get
some-
that, but you
especially
still
some
know
this
that
long-
you loved it.
Yeah.
Should we talk about art a little bit more? We talked about character designs.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit, but
overall, otherwise, it's so cute.
I love.
It
I
is.
love how
Cute.
clean it is, though.
It's very
Like,
clean.
Yeah. Adachi's the best at that. I love it.
There's not a lot of, if you're looking for high detail manga, backgrounds were like, I mean, when it was dedicated to solely like backgrounds and setting, they were pretty detailed, but in terms of like when there were characters in the forefront, there wasn't necessarily that much detail in the background, but everything is very clean. The characters all look so young. Like, I forget that they're
Yeah.
teenagers until there's like a cover page or Aoba's standing up, and then I'm like, oh yeah, you're not 12.
yeah,
have-
that's
You have curves.
That's what I was gonna say too. Is that when and I know this was the last time that we read it, but when the time skip happened, it took me a while to realize that the time skip had happened, and that's continued to be a problem where like it's really hard for me to tell when they get older. And I realized that chapters like the one where he was getting the gift and stuff like that helps you sort of understand the passage of time. But yeah, it doesn't. They don't seem older because the art style is so like cartoony and simple. Yeah.
Reminds me of like Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
Kind
totally.
of.
Especially the
Yes.
fingers. Sometimes the fingers are super
Yeah.
like doop, 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 and I'm just like, all right. And then they
But
hold a
I-
baseball
honestly-
and it's super detailed.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
But honestly, I don't think the story could be told and these characters couldn't be if they had a more complex art style. Like, I think the simplicity complements what the mangaka is trying to convey in the story.
Imagine if it had Oisumi Poon's art style.
Oh my god.
Wouldn't work. Would not
That
work.
might, nah, I don't think so.
Very weird.
Oh,
Very,
and
very
the art and the paneling, it flows so well that you just like you fly through it. Like,
Yeah.
like I have the omnibuses, and like I remember like starting from page 1, and then like without even realizing, I'm like 250 pages in, and I'm like, what just happened? You know, it's like it just goes by so quick. I think I read all 8 volumes in around 3 hours, which
Yeah,
is like
it's so fast.
it's like under half an hour a volume because and I was actually like taking time to look at some of the detail here and there, but and also I really like the chapter covers, like for
Yeah.
all the chapter covers. I was looking
They're
forward
great.
to look at every single one,
Mhm.
and they come up so often because the chapters are pretty short, so it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very the pacing of like the paneling is very smart. It's really well done. I like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're getting every ounce of emotion and detail that the mangaka wants you to get, and it's not using any unnecessary exposition to do it. And so
Yeah, it's cool, and I bet you it's hard to tell a story or like set up that much feeling just by art because like a lot of his story is kind of told through art.
Yeah.
And not even dialogue. So that's kind of cool that it flows so well because it could have been a mess. You could have been like, what the hell's going on?
Like,
Why is nobody talking? Why is nobody talking?
Okay.
Why is there a moon out of nowhere? Like,
Where did the moon come from?
I think a good. Oh, sorry.
No,
Sorry.
you go ahead.
I think a good example of that is seeing like the calendar with her birthday gifts that she requested each year in it. Like they never explicitly say like, oh, he's buying this for whatever. He never says this. Like, oh, I need to buy this. You just kind of see him go through this shit. Even with that other coach, the that bitchy girl, the one who got the movie part, like
Oh,
helping her out. You can buy that tea kettle because that was one of the things that she requested.
Yeah.
But like they never really like tell you these things, and you just kind of see it, and it's due to the lack of dialogue in the paneling. It's great.
Yeah, the subtlety of it is very. It's
Yeah.
not like I'm gonna tell you every single thing. Like you have to think, like realize.
yeah, they
what
could
the
have
characters are doing.
totally just explained every detail, and you would have been sitting there like, oh, the tea kettle, and yeah, that's because they could have went to the whole monologue thing, but we just saw him like. First, we just saw him like carrying and kissing ass and like kissing up to her and stuff and like paying for her shit and stuff. And, like,
Yeah.
just because, and then you didn't really know that. You're thinking like, okay, this is kind of weird. Like, why is he doing that? You're kind of like
Yeah.
sitting there with him
Yeah.
at the table talking.
Because then Alba's like he needs that tea kettle, and then it cuts to the next panel, and then there's the birthday gift calendar, and one of the things on it was the tea kettle, and then it just shows the tea kettle
And
next
then
to
they
that
just
calendar.
move on and
Yeah.
move on with the story, and they don't like spend an extra.
They don't
extra
dwell on anything to try to get a rouse out of you. They just like it's
Here
it's just
it
like-
is. Experience the emotions and let's move
Yeah,
on.
and by not telling you what emotion you're supposed to feel, it makes you feel it that much more. Like it's.
Oh,
that
it
much
feels.
more genuine.
Oh yeah, it's more raw. It's raw emotion. That's what it is.
So raw.
It's not just like placed into your head by telling you to feel sad or to feel like the sympathy or whatever. It's just like laid out in front of you. Do what you like.
Yep.
And that's it.
All right. Does anyone else have anything they would like to bring up? Otherwise, we'll do final thoughts and ratings.
Nothing except for that Ko's pretty awesome. I mentioned on
yeah.
Twitter. I mentioned on Twitter earlier in the day about how much I love his swagger, and like he doesn't do it. Like he doesn't have that cocky swagger, but he does, if that makes any sense. Like he
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
does. It's just there. Like when earlier in the read when we started for this week, when they're playing in the middle of the game that we left off of last time, and Ko was pitching to Azuma, and Azuma's, I don't know if he was on base or if Ko was on base. Yeah, Ko was on base. And Azuma was talking to him about the pitches he threw to him. He's like, "Why did you throw those 3 pitches like back to back to back? Like like why didn't you like mix the breaking ball in or this or this or that?" And Ko was just like, "I didn't think you were gonna hit them." Like he had so much confidence in his pitches, and it was so badass. And
great.
like there was not a big scene made out of it, but he's just like, I didn't think you're gonna hit him, man. Like,
Yeah, I'll be
and then, like,
straight up. Like, I thought it was pretty good, but
Azuma's like, "What the?" And then like it cuts to Azuma's face, like, "What?" Like that was his moment. Like this kid's cold. Like what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, he's not like annoyingly cocky.
Yeah.
He's
he has a charm
really
to him.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's very
yeah.
charming.
Yeah.
He's just a very charming fella. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what he
He's
is.
charming.
And I love that scene. Actually got goosebumps reading the scene when they're like practicing in that secret location, and he went out for a run in the rain, and Alba is talking to the manager. I think it was the manager, or somebody, one of the older folk, and she was like, "Are you sure he's not just going out and using that as an excuse to go hide somewhere to just relax?" And he's like, "No, because that's not." Oh, I forget what he said. Like, that's
He
not the kind of
said,
ace he is.
he said,
something
look
like
at
that.
look at them playing. Would they play
Yeah.
that hard for an ace who doesn't
Yeah.
try? Something
On
like
that day, everybody became a Kitamura Ko fan or something like that.
Yeah.
He also added, and I was like, "Man, I gave me goosebumps." for
Yeah,
that.
and she
I-
left him a towel and a drink.
Yeah. I love the subtle moments between Alba and Ko. Like they'd never, like you don't get those moments that are in other romance anime where you get the blush scenes or anything
And
weird.
again, a
about-
lot of it is like leaving the towel and drink. They didn't like
Yeah.
show it or
And
anything.
even-
It was just
yeah.
it was just had their like
care.
batting
that
cage,
care that
yeah.
they have, and even the scenes when like Alba knows or Ko knows that Alba's ankle is twisted, or Alba knows that Ko's arm is wrong. Like they know each other so well, and there's such a connection there that, but it's never like oh cherry blossoms and sparkles or anything like that. It's just
Yeah.
it's there, and you understand it, and it's portrayed so well.
Yeah.
Great.
Agreed.
I have one more final thought to get out before we do the ratings.
Yeah.
Casual incest is not okay, guys. I just thought I would reemphasize the point that was made earlier, because it's kind of important. Just
Yeah.
because it's legal in Japan doesn't mean it's aight. It's not aight.
Also, every time the dad pervs on the oldest daughter, I get super creeped out.
Yeah.
Super fucking creeped out. I'm like, don't
It's more
Don't
that
do
casual incest.
do it. It's
Not
creepy.
okay.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yep, that's it. There we go.
Yeah,
Thanks,
dads,
Luke.
dads
PSA.
shouldn't perv on their daughters.
No.
No, MangaPod. On that note,
Dads shouldn't perv on their daughters. MangaPod.
good. On that note, final thoughts and ratings. Anybody want to go first?
I can go first.
Do it.
I didn't really think about what rating I would give it, and this is like the halfway point, so it's kind of a good way to like take a step back and look at it and where we're at and stuff. And like I said, it was a quick read. I really enjoyed every moment pretty much, apart from the incest, I guess. Lou, that's for you.
Yeah.
just to put that out there. Or
You're
else we're
not
gonna
into
need more
incest.
disclaimers. We're gonna have more
Like I'm just a
words.
spinny circle right now, man. But I'm just like holding my fist out for a fist bump, man.
All right, yeah. No, but I enjoyed every moment pretty much of it. I enjoyed the characters and just that it wasn't overtaken by like the complex sport that baseball not explaining everything and just it was just you just started from page 1 and I ended at chapter 70 or 80 or whatever and it was just like I just flew by it. I felt like I was there and it was just a very great experience and I don't know for rating. I think so far I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10, about an 8 out of 10, and if it continues at this quality up till the end, I'd probably raise it up to a 9, and but if it goes down a bit or whatever gets a little bit wavy, I'd probably keep it at an 8. So this is a really good top of the top of the line sports slice of life series, and I recommend
It's a
it.
real home run, yo.
It's a real
Wow.
home
It
run.
is. Oh,
Oh
good
shit,
God.
man! It's a
Oh.
homer. It's a homer. They call them homers.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Yoku.
Slap a sticker
All right,
on there, man. This is the home.
I want to go next.
Do
I'll
it.
go next. All right. So this section of reading was not as enjoyable as the first section. I feel like while the characters were developed, it did feel very much like a middle portion of the story. So just from that, it felt jarring since I didn't go back to read it. So I didn't have that easy, smooth transition into the current batch of readings. So because of that, because of my experience with it, taking a year in between reading of these volumes, I'm going to give it a 7.5. It does a lot of things well. I feel like if I would have continued reading, particularly from where we picked up, because we had a terrible stopping point.
Yeah,
Last
real
time.
bad.
Like, I feel like if we would have picked up either before or after that game, it would have been a smoother transition into the reading, and I would have been more okay with it. But not trying to downplay how good this manga is, because the 7.5 is still a good rating. It's really good, guys. I highly recommend it.
I'll go. I reread everything from start to finish, chapters 1 through 70. So I didn't feel the like weird hiccup really. The second that I went to see what chapter we left at, I was like, oh God, we were in the middle of the game and I don't remember anything that was going on. So I'm just gonna start over because I remembered it going fast, and fortunately it does. But I would give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's just so fresh. It's just such a precious sports manga where most of the time good wins, and that's awesome. Like Chubby Chan always says, good will always win. Good will always triumph.
Good girl.
Their manager is the most adorable character in the world. The end.
Yeah.
End of story. End of story.
So
I want her to be happy forever. If nobody else is happy at the end of this, please just let Chubby Chan be happy. Please. Fuck, she's so cute.
Oh, one more thing about her. When her trying to get the other guy fit, she's like,
Yeah, and she's riding
she's
the bike,
eating-
donuts or whatever.
He's like, why are you doing this to me?
No, you could only have 3 sandwiches. Or
Yeah.
something like that. That's a lot of sandwiches.
You have to lose 5 kilos. I think I'll give it an 8. I think I'll give it an 8 as well. For everything that was said, like I think it's a very sweet manga. It does what it sets out to do perfectly. The way that it gets across emotion without being in your face about it, it's probably one of the best examples I've seen of that for any manga that we've read. And I think it's just so pure. And it's a very nice sports manga. It's different from other sports manga, but it does a really good job at making you fall in love with the characters and find them endearing while also enjoying the sports aspect of it. Neither of them are really, like, neither sides of it are shoved in your face at all. They're just intertwined really nicely. And yeah, I think it's a very solid manga, and I can't wait to read more. No decimal point at all.
I'm gonna give it because my heart won't let me give it anything less because I've seen it all, and going back and revisiting it, like it's funny. Like I never really go back to rewatch anything, so I never know if anything's as good as I left it like years ago. So rereading this for the show has been so fun for me because it is one of my favorites. So and seeing it in its manga form instead, it's been such a blast. And I gotta rate it at 9.5 because like knowing everything I do and knowing how much I love it, and I can't sit here and like utter anything lower than that out of my mouth. I would feel weird. So
Be true to yourself, Bill.
yeah. I love cross game. That's it. With a big smile. I love cross game.
I love it.
I love it. Awesome. So we all recommend going and reading this manga, especially if you enjoy sports manga. And that is the last sports manga that we're reading for March Madness. So March Madness is up. So no more sports manga. But you should definitely go and check it out. Let's go ahead and read the description for the manga that we're reading next week. And everybody
I'm so excited.
Yes. All
Oh my
right.
gosh, let's look at it, babe.
kissing is out, much less anything beyond that. Still, blank and blank are blank and blank. The only blank-like thing they do is a daily routine in which blank tastes blank's drool.
That gives it away. I feel like.
I don't think it does. I don't think it does, Yoko.
This is a bizarre yet utterly sincere story of their love. Reiichi Yoshiba, author of Blank, and one of the greatest writers of our time when it comes to out-of-the-ordinary romance manga, brings us this blank romance manga in which everything is cloaked in blank.
Called in blank. I wonder what the blank is.
Oh boy.
Flint, if you know what it is, say it. He said, oh Jesus, I know what this is.
Ben's 2K got part of it.
Hey, we should ask them to guess who's gonna guest star.
Missing a word. Missing a word at the start. Something girlfriend X. What's at the beginning? Gotta get the whole thing. This is Jeopardy. Yeah.
There it is, Mr.
Mysterious Girlfriend X. Yeah, you guys should try and guess who's gonna be. It's very obvious if you know the anime community.
Yeah.
This person who's gonna be our guest star is very much in love with this manga. Alright, we are reading Mysterious Girlfriend X volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through 28 with... Is anybody guess it? Anybody guess it? Anybody on here? Anybody on here? We're reading it with Dakota Broski! Yay!
Dakotes!
Dakotes!
Sweet baby Dakotes!
Sweet precious baby. So yeah, we'll be doing that next week. Let's go ahead and go around and shout out our stuff super fast. I'm Erin of HappiLeeErin. I do weeb trash stuff on YouTube. If you want to check it out, it's youtube.com/HappiLeeErin. All the previous MangaPods are also hosted there. If you want to see me do weeb trash elsewhere on the internet, I'm HappiLeeErin all across the everything.
Hi everybody, I'm Dodger. You might be watching this on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/dexteritybonus. You can also find me on youtube.com/pressrtocontinue, where I do a news show and also love sim games and visual novels and things like that. And on all the social medias, I'm at Dexbonus, DEXBONUS.
Hi. I'm Yokurama.
Yep,
You can find me on Twitter and my anime list. There. I'm not gonna tell you where, because I bet you it's not that hard to find me. If you really want to find me, you'll find me.
Yep. Everybody go
Yep,
to
the
Mad
master
Dash.
of promoting himself. If you want to find me, you will.
They will find
That's that co-swagger. That's that co-swagger right there.
Co-swagger.
You know you're good enough. People are gonna know where to find you.
Yokurama.
I see what you did there. That was good.
Good, it's all coming together.
All right. I guess I might as well shout out my stuff. My name is not Spinny Circle. This has been a lie. This entire stream was a lie.
It's
My-
actually Lou.
Yeah, I'm Lou from Lou Talks Anime. You can find me at youtube.com/Lou Talks Anime now, where I occasionally talk about anime. Still kind of on a break. Not really. Maybe I'll put out like some garbage videos, like legit, like non-content. But it is going to be a good time regardless. What I am doing right now is I'm hosting a poll on my Twitter I would like people to participate in, because I'm trying to decide what I'm going to watch after I finish Technolize. And the options are K-On!, Full Metal Panic, and Eureka 7. And it's really close. So please go to my Twitter, that's Lou Talks Anime, and vote on that poll and help me decide what will follow up Technolize. Which is like super nihilistic. So I picked like 3 shows that are pretty upbeat.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's my stuff.
Awesome. Bill?
Bill. My turn. I'm Bill, otherwise known as PepperedHam. If you like lunch meats, you can find me on Twitter at PepperedHam. You can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/ThePepperedHam, where I make videos about anime. You can also find me on animalist.net as PepperedHam. Any social media site, I'm just PepperedHam. So if you search it up, I'm there. If it looks weird, though, if the profile you pull up looks weird, it's probably not me. So don't add me. Or them, rather.
Perfect.
You can also find PepperedHam at the grocery store. It's your local grocery
In your
store.
local
$3.99 a
deli
pound. Yeah. I go great with mayo.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being here, Bill. We're so
Thank you for
happy
having me.
to have you back.
I miss
Thank
you
you
when
for
you're
having
away,
me.
Bill.
Yeah, it's really sad.
miss
Don't
all
be a
of you.
stranger.
I'm sorry.
Come back. Just pop up on our chat sometime.
Yeah, just show up.
I did look
Be
at
like,
our.
I'm on this MangaPod now. Just join. I'm here. I'm in.
I looked at our like previous chat history, yours and mine, Bill, and it's just like our birthdays. It's just like Bill's birthday from 2013, Bill's birthday from 2014. I'm like, wow, me and Bill don't talk much.
Oh, on Skype. Yeah. Big rotating cake. Is that how
Just
they
a
do it
giant
nowadays?
Cake.
Yeah.
So many cakes. All right, thank you guys so much for joining us. Bill, thank you so much for being here. We will see you guys soon. Whoa, Dodger, you're so pretty.
Why? What happened?
I
She
went to
turned
add Bill as
clear.
my friend. Be my friend!
Thank you all so much for joining us. We will be here same time, same place next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, here on twitch.tv/dexterity bonus, as well as youtube.com/HappiLeeErin, reading Mysterious Girlfriend X, volumes 1 through 4, chapters 1 through 28, with special guest Dakota Broski. If you'd like more MangaPod, you can check out our subreddit, reddit.com/r/MangaPod, where the schedule for all of the stuff we're reading in the coming weeks is posted, as well as recommendation threads where you can post your recs for what you would like to see us read. We will see you next week. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks, guys. Oh, boy. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, gosh. Okay, bye. Oh.